Blessed Miriam Teresa Demjanovich was born on March 26, 1901, in Bayonne, New Jersey. Her parents, Alexander and Johanna Demjanovich, had emigrated from the Ruthenian area of Slovakia in 1884. They settled in Bayonne, New Jersey, in an area populated mostly by other Ruthenian families. The family attended St. John's Church of the Byzantine Ruthenian Rite, as they had done in their native land. Thus, Teresa grew up in an environment dominated by the liturgies and customs of the Eastern Church, a church united with the Roman Catholic Church, but with its own very elaborate Mass and devotions and its own traditions. Baptism, confirmation, and Holy Eucharist were received together shortly after birth, but First Holy Communion was received at a much older age. For Teresa, this was 12 years old. After fire destroyed St. John's Church, Teresa attended liturgies at St. Vincent Church, a Roman Catholic church, but remained close to the church and people of the Ruthenian heritage. Her devotion to her family was also rooted in traditional Ruthenian values. Not unexpectedly then, Teresa was seen as somewhat different by people of other backgrounds and traditions. At a very early age, Teresa was graced with the desire to know, love, and serve God at all times. Therefore, she responded to each invitation of God to choose what the author Theodore Maynard called the better part. She chose always to do what she perceived to be God's will. It was Teresa's ardent desire to become a cloistered Carmelite nun, like her model St. Teresa of Avila and St. Therese of Lisieux. But God had other plans for her, and made it clear that she should enter the Sisters of Charity of St. Elizabeth. Teresa's difference posed some problems when she attended the College of St. Elizabeth and when she entered the novitiate of the Sisters of Charity of St. Elizabeth. Her schoolmates and her companions in the novitiate recognized that she seemed different. She always obeyed the rule to the letter. She seemed extraordinarily prayerful. She seemed never to speak angrily or harshly to anyone, and as far as she could, she helped others to complete their tasks. Physically, she suffered from poor eyesight and also had a high-pitched voice, which caused some people to make fun of her. It was her spiritual director and confessor, Father Benedict Bradley, though, who knew the soul of Sister Miriam Teresa. He recognized from what she shared with him what an extraordinary life of union with God she led. Under his guidance, she made a number of private vows, all leading her to closer union with God. She expressed this desire of union with God, or the universal call to holiness, in the words of Jesus, quote, "All who love me will keep my word, and my Father will love them, and we will come to them and make our home with them." From John chapter 14, verse 23. Father Benedict, recognizing the holiness of this young novice, directed her to write a series of conferences, which he then presented to the other novices on a regular basis. No one but Father Benedict and Reverend Mother Mary Alexandrine knew that Teresa had written the conferences until after her death, when Father Benedict posted a note saying, quote, "The conferences I have been giving were written by Sister Miriam Teresa," unquote. These have now been compiled into a book called Greater Perfection, which is available for sale. Despite her youth and apparent good health, Sister Miriam Teresa began to experience health problems. First, throat problems led to tonsillitis and the eventual removal of her tonsils in December of 1926 at St. Joseph Hospital in Paterson. After returning to the novitiate, she remained weak with a variety of ailments. This resulted in her admission to St. Elizabeth Hospital in Elizabeth, where she spent several months in early 1927 as doctors sought the cause of her illness. As her health deteriorated, she was permitted to make her religious vows on April 2nd, 1927. Shortly after, she was operated on for appendicitis, but died on May 8th, 1927. Her friends and family kept alive the memory of this holy woman until in 1945, the Sister Miriam Teresa League was established. The Diocese of Paterson officially began the process that was to lead to her beatification and canonization. Now, more than 70 years later, we have reached a milestone in this journey. A cure of a young blind boy was studied by groups of ophthalmologists, both in the United States and in Rome. They unanimously agreed that the cure is medically unexplainable. Further, a group of theologians agreed that this cure was obtained by prayer to God through the intercession of Sister Miriam Teresa. A final group of bishops and cardinals studied this cure and agreed that prayer through the intercession of Sister Miriam Teresa was indeed the proximate cause of the cure. They recommended to Pope Francis that the cure was unexplainable medically. On that same day, December 17th, 2013, Pope Francis declared the cure of Michael Menser miraculous. This led the way to the declaration of Sister Miriam Teresa as blessed on October 4th, 2014, at Sacred Heart Cathedral Basilica in Newark, New Jersey. This was the first time a beatification was celebrated in the United States. Angelo Cardinal Amato, representative of Pope Francis, and Dr. Silvia Coriali, postulator of the cause of Sister Miriam Teresa, came from Rome to lead the celebration. During the next 4 years, plans were made and executed to build a new shrine in honor of Blessed Miriam Teresa in Holy Family Chapel, and to transfer her remains from a crypt in the vestibule to the chapel proper. On July 1st, 2016, Bishop Arthur Serratelli, Bishop of Paterson, came to supervise the transfer of the remains to a temporary crypt. Sister Rosemary Moynihan, General Superior of the Sisters of Charity, and Sister Marilyn Thie, Assistant General Superior, transferred the remains in the presence of many sisters and other devotees. In 2018, the vestibule that had held the crypt was renovated and renamed the Blessed Miriam Teresa Legacy Room. It contains an illustrated history wall and artifacts from the life and writings of Blessed Miriam Teresa. In early 2019, EWTN, the National Catholic Television Network, produced a 30-minute documentary on the life and message of Blessed Miriam Teresa. All of these efforts are part of the cause, which we hope will lead to her canonization.